Marlon from France stand still, have you write out English text and sing along with Spike.
مسماري حيلنا حزبي حيلنا
Tigray Sa'ad! Tigray Sa'ad! Tigray Sa'ad! Tigray Sa'ad! Tigray Sa'ad! Tigray Sa'ad! Tigray will prevail! Tigray will prevail! Tigray will prevail! Tigray will prevail! Thank you so much again. Thank you for coming. Ang mga akan manusmati ang bukas natin sa nagalaw. Ito po ay natin ang anti para kapunay ang block. Ito po mo na ang block ay ang zuro at asawang ng karang kursus. Gawin ang awar ko na po na sige ito ang mga.
Danny, what's up? Quickly, tell me what's going on. Cyberbar Tigray live right now.
All right. Salamat, Cyber. How are you guys doing? So we're here at the State Department. Our brothers and sisters at the same time are protesting in New York to demand justice and accountability for the people of Tigray. So this is to support the ICHRE mandate from UN Independent Investigation EU. So we're here to support that mandate to continue. Unlike the Ethiopian government, they want this mandate terminated to stop the investigation in Tigray. So we're saying we support the investigation. This investigation needs to go on. Tigray too. Thank you. Thank you.
أسعى تدلو وسعى تدلو كلهم واحد حتى كلهم بارك الله مقدسين وسعى حيثان حيثانا حيثانا سبس سعينا حدود حتى كلنا وأكثر لنا لنا يحب الإسلام كلنا مستوى وجود لنا يدخل وبنا تقول بارك الله مقدسنا لازم تقول بالأحتمال مستوى الإسلام سبحان الله أول إذا سمعنا كنا ربنا سمعنا كذا من إسقاط الإنسان طبعا كان سمعنا بقوله ولدنا نبيكم عيلة ربنا لهم هلنا نزلنا بقوله من حق الله بقولنا حدثنا فأكلنا لما فتنا تقولنا من إسلام حدينا فعلنا كذا ووجدنا بسم الله سلام لك لكم حصلت به بسرعة وجه بيتي من سوى عندي سلام كان حتى جدا طبعا استدرت في سويتي من سكر المهم وسكر تملا في الساعة تسجيل جهر ساقين قفر بقي بيتنا بقينا اللي سكرت لنا حتى حددنا تجعل زاد مثل لا خلنا نطلب نقول حتى سهلنا فلا حتى من فيزيكال من ذلك قالوا قبل صحابي كل حاجة مسؤول كل مكلفون يحيى على المسؤول نحن هذا الذي يجربون وتقول دوناتهم طبعا تلفوا تملأ كم حرفية عادة توانا نجار نتزحى مثلني كل نجار سلام كون كلنا رسعتي دينا أما صحف قدس جن بتزخوننا نجار كينور الصعيد حساسنا وبيها زخون النان تزحنان ذكروا يبل المسح القدس سلازي كنرسعوا يبلنا نحنا سقنتينا في جونسايد أجي أوجين نحنا تسعرنا كل جزء يجنبر وتتبعتنا كرسعيو أو عدنا تفكر ذلوا إسرائيل الفلسطينيين كوي تفكر ذلوا الجدايدي سلازي كهوجوننا فلتدونا أنك دخلت عدنا أنك فلتدو أنك تعيو أنك مالك تذكرت لخاص أبسول الصف خدانك يتابع تلقون شجريو سلاتنا أنك كوينو هوانا حاول علينا أيجو وردون وذي كل رسعي بالنان وذي هم كوينو ينزلونا أجو كوينو رسعي تخال أيتي تحت على خير حزلهم زي محواتنا تخال أيتي ناي لومي ناي سبح سنوات سومن سمعن لهم ناي سبح سنوات سومن بيتك أنا قط أنتنا تصاوعان نيكوديموس تبهال سنوات سلذي ناي لعلواي بيتك هنا تجراي من ورا سلام على بيتك هنا تجراي ناي باجت ساعاتو أصحين مكران مسوزون زور زلوا يوم زكبر زلوا يوم مو باجت سلذي ولهم نعون وتنخر ناي قفل دمي تدال يلو نيكوديموس سنوات معرفيو يصح سنوات سومر سريتي أم جميرو سلذلو سلذي بيتكناتنا مسارات تاريخ سلذخانة كلنا عشرنا حنا نبرن كنا عمتنا سلذ جبنا وزين كله زي سمحتش معنا لسقاطهم منكم تحجزوا لسقاطهم منكم تركوا ياو الميدياتات تزرق حاجوت مأتوي بزوم تكبريو زي أتصوصكم دالية وزي بسراتيو أبو جرمان قدو نتبرواي بسراتيو لعلواي بيتكنات يلولو سوون قوم باجي سلازد اللي نوعو عبوتاتنا دولات جيس حفام عالم داخلي تكنات تقرأ نتهزوون ورقة حفام يوم عبوزنا زولمو في سوعيتهم بخبر خنقبضو بركة ونسلز خنا بركة ميفسحنا ذم قرآن لك أنا بسات كهنات لك أو تقرأ إمه أو أول حدا راح لكم إليه غير خبر اللي
الو إيوات اسمع لنا thank you so much thank you دمت لي سي أمي فعلا مثلا عمدا alright مار programنا اللي كندمرينا مالتيو أبونا بصالة براكين دميرهم لانو سلزي أملاك حيلي هنا سلزي حيلي وقع إزي يوهن دمو دمسي صلاح مالتيو عاوت من تقرأي فور لمنا مار إزي سلام أوسر كزي global nature دلوو globally organized هنا بSKT حوابر سلام أوسر فيه لما أنتي أب واشنطن دي سي أب نيويورك سيتي نحبي سلسلة سلزي تجارو أب تراي ستيت جنابرو مالتيو كونيتيكت نيو هامشير نيويورك باستن all of them are in New York City right now. قاليهم مقتلوا قاليهم كعبة سحملوا. نحن عندنا Washington DC, Maryland, Virginia كبندنا أبو سرحنا لنا. ስለዚህ ናይዚ ሰላማዊ ሰልፍ እዚ መልክዑ እንታይ እዩ መልእኽቱ እንታይ እዩ ንምንታይ እዩ ከግሎ በሊ ኮኦርዲኔት ኮይኑ ብድብል ከም ትፈልጥዎ security and justice for Tigray ንድሓለፉ 4 ዓመት ሙሉእ ንፍትሒ ተጋሩ ኣብ ሙሉእ ዓለም እንዳተቃለሰ ዝፀንሐ ውዳበ እሞ ናይቲ ውዳበ ኣብ ወንበር ኣብ ሞንጎና ዶክተር ተካ ንጉሰ ስለደሎ ናይ መኽፈቲ መልእኽቲ ከተሓላልፈልና ንዶክተር ተካ ንጉሰ ክዕድም ብመቕታ ተቐበሉለይ ንዶክተር ተካ
Thank you, Frosky. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you كلهم DMV rally committee كل كزين Washington area Washington metro area للو DMV بتعمي لا دخمو سولتينا ليولو بغري بصحاي حمد الله أكون عدنا دمس كنخون كل كزين سلل تحاورنا بتعمي ناخلنا سرحيو بعداتهم بتعمي نحبنينا نوم عنتي لمن تاينا وتينا نايز سلاماوي سلفي وانا على ما تايو سلسة عامت ملو لعلي تحتي لبلنا له لتبدل هزب الفرس عد حزنا أبي أحمد تنكر لهنا بتعمنت وركد هنا تما قايمو تضيقتك هونو لتم بهند عد تودادرن لحالفو كوميتي independent investigators terminate كونو كيات صاريو تقرأ كياتو شكرنا كين فلت تبدلنا يا كيف فلت لزال عالم تقرأ عنواك ترف تعاتيهم لعلي تعتي أولو للجزية للغونة أهنا تقارن دقنا بواشنطن ترح دي غونة بعالم درجة بينا واشنطن أمين بأمريكا لندو هايويتات بتقارو باسات ترف لغليغو لاو نيويورك لاو واشنطن لاو جنيفا لاو غرفيقنا لمنتاي احنا انا وحيسي تواغينا حزبنا لا حنا لدفع لا حنا لوكيل والزحدام لا حنا لدقف سبي اللي بعلنا هنا لنفسنا دفند نقبر تقارو نحنا اذنو معنتزي بإفعال تأوجه كلنا تقارو زنا يشتيتنا قلاي هوني نا كلو تقرواي قداي تاتاي سرحي يلو تعاتي غلو تلعاللو لسرحي لو 3 عامت ملو اندحر باكنا خوينو اندحر عوت خوينو تقارو بتعمي ما قرنا لدنن بتعمي لحزن لزلالم ليرسع عوي تقعاتي لحنا إذا كيهونيو كلنا سرحنا عادقنا نبرانا عادقنا أبزي نسرح لنا مالتيو روغتايدو سمعتها ما دياسبورا كابسرهم كاو نبرهم كاو تاتهم بغنزبهم ساكريفايس يوم لغور له عوي نغريو كاول عليك النغرنا حزب تግራይ دقو تقتلوا انستم كدفرا اشوننا قدمان كقتلوا تግራይ تفرس مندرها تفرس له هم يحزن طيقوا اوروبا ما هم للنوتي اوي هم للنوين فلتين احنا تقار حواتنا مفاقع تقولنا يوم تግራዋይ زترتله تجن بفتصم اتانا مጨረሽታ خبرت ህይወቱ سغادو الكرا سغادو الشتول سغادو الطيت هو تقرا عدنا يدحنا لنا لو عدنا دلو ابزلنا هنا بزح نسرح لنا يمثلنا له اتلعابه يسرح كن تقرا وايا عد دلو يلسرح دلو بزي حزب زك نحبنا لنا بزي حزب زي ايزو هاكدو لنا كاو حالف እንደገና حادنات اندحر ليبلنا تمسوات بتفطرنا نشتينا غطرنا حادنتنا ملكعنا مننتنا حالواتنا وحسي طبق اينا ايو اي تباقيتا او حاله لقبر نجر او حاله لكونا نجر بحاله خوينا نسرع اكنتاولت اندحلتيا خوينو كلنا نسرع بناي تግራይ القدر هون اندحر خوينو كلنا نسرع تግራይ تهلق يبلاي بناي تግራይ مفراس اندحر خوينو كلنا نتاكب تግራይ تفرس يبلاي تقرأي لسدات لقرف كرنكو تعصر بزمر يروح حسابات تارك لي فلطم كتام على قتله كلنا نمسع سلال من ختنا تفعل على كل الناس ولا لا كبر بلله إهن مهن بلله تغاويرها أبغى زغاتها لتهز بتقرأي إتالة تحشو إتالة تلتمسله ما زيزو كاوس خليو عدتم سوات لفرس عدي لتبدل حزبينا حزنا قارينا أننا تقارو تزحاحلنا أننا كادقم لأنه تعري بطعم حياليو معاته مهاري اللوي تعطيهم يوم دلو ما نساء تقارو تيت حنقتهم يوم دلو عدن كحلو حارس تاي تقراي لنورو خلو خاسر يلي عشقاندو اتهزم تقراي تاخويل العبايو ازقابر لفطارو زافك ولا قرص ويعلالو جن خلو كحلفيو تقراي تاغي الحلفو تقراي همغير هم نسرح فلطيو حبرتنا حادنتنا بيزاخاتكم نايمان دلاي اورغانايزيشن يكون لتقراي لطقم لتقراي لقودت خنتلتي كلنا رابا لنا ادير ترها حزنا وحي سيتوقاي لتي عمان قرقور للحزبي دوب تقراي معراب تقراي رايو ما متهم للو كله بتسبنا جنا ايترداي قلل مسواتنا هون يخف الحزب تقراي كواغاتهم فلطان لاغاتهم لكتر جوركم ما يخلي ناينو معنتي نيويورك واشنطن عوي سلاماوي سلف الليو 21 እንደገና አፍታ ማልታ ጀነቫ ደቂሮት ሁሉም ተአክዮም خدلو يوم يس نحنا دق تግራይና ለህዝብና ድምጽ እንደለ ይሆንና ለማአዝክ ንሆን ኖ እዚ ነገር እዚ በፍጹም ህዝብ ትግራይ አይፍጸሚ ተጎዲና ተበትና خاسرنا تورينا بفتم بمنم تأمر عيني ترفي كبرتها بالله thank you يا غني الله
Thank you so much, Dr. Taka, for your message right on point. That today's process is a global nature. It is to oppose Ethiopia's initiative campaign to stop the UN investigators to investigate the atrocities in Tigray. So thank you for your message, sir. Kabz qatlan kana samnawi qalsi diaspora inta khona lawo ህዝብ ትግራይና ህዝብ ትግራይ ቃልሲ አምንታ ይደሎ ለማንቴ ስለዚህ ዳይስፖራን ህዝብ ትግራይን ቃልሱ ከመገርና ነው ዋድዶ ብድብል እንደቀና እሱምናዊ መልእክቱ ሐውና አይተመስፈነ የነው ከተሐላልፈልና እዩ አኔልና መስፈን አየነውን ፈድሜት
يونا اللي فرزقي يونا اللي فرزقي يونا اللي باتاتشن يونا اللي دكتور تكان زو موفينج زو خانا ملختي أشجاري ودحري ناي دكتور تكا زربا المزراب يشجرك كاي نيشتي كوس خلاص دلي عنتوز بلاز تقصالوا هذا بحد وجن منقنا زرقة مزحلله هذه حدش معرفنا أطولنا حدش معرف جزء من قصة تعيش اللويم وفلي بزسمون زي كلاتنا ترى واريبنا كلاتنا ناي كلاتنا زي جزء من محدار كساخ علون تقوينه نفتن دليو أزمامياتات كوسلنا تقوينو مسارات كنصفلنا تقوينو جدن successful كون جبا successful زهون زجبا ما بتوم مريض أمزالو سواتنا يكونه ناي كلاتنا نحر سرحنا سرحنا بخيلتنا كله دفيت كدل تجل تلو كندفع لنا أيهم زبها تلو أيهم نبل زي سرحون ترفون تلو عاي سرحهم سرحوا أستخاخلون بل كونستراكتيف بزخونة من قدي حزبنا نصبيو زلو سرحتي وتسيتات صبوك غيرهم كساقسو ناسنا دقا في دليو ناي حدا سب ناي قل سبات ساو كونن ناي حدا بريزيدنت مخان ناي حدا مكتل بريزيدنت مخان يكونن ناساتو زيوم مجمرتاي ندحر ناي حقي تقراي نقدميت كسوقهم تخوينا زوزين تتعيش زلوا من قصدي تخكلنيا من قدي تخكلنيا كايدا نخير زخل حاجز مقبار يدينا يو سلازي أوزيك نراك هراي قبل قالاي كم زي حدا عبيه حتى هلو تولو تراي كنا نكن متزلنا ناوزي سلام على سلفتات بسمون سلام على سلفي قبري ناتنا مهلا أوزي عقدا سيبتان ملخت اللوي قالوا يسمى تاي قبر مسلافي لنا زمتري يوم زلهم وزلوا حزوا على أنتاي كم زلنا خندي كم زلنا يفض يسمعوا يوم حر معلتون عند حر رجعت أم خوينا سلام على سلف بخيرنا وعين لهم عندهم لهم يقولنا سلازي دمس سمع دما persistence كل سم زي سمع سبيله ازلو زدفنا سبيله بوليسيتات بحايله بصوت يوم زخيد سلازي عند حر كنا غير كنا كما حايش عند حر كوينو بزح ما سرح حتى لنا جنا حزبنا حجزات كم قبو يركبن زلو عزيزهم زياتهم يوم صوت نقور لهم زقبا مدحانيتات يركبن زلو حزبنا نزين مقبار صوت نقبر لنا سومون نزينا تراخمنا انسكتك عبتم زملكتهم اكلاتكم نقبر لنا منقست ኢትዮጵያ ነገራት ክሸፋፊን ይዝለል ጽቡቅ ንኸይደለና ህዝብ ትግራይ ተሐጉሱን ይብል እዩ ሓሊፉ ተሰሚዕኹም እሱ ግን አይኮነ ክሸፋፉና ያምደሉ ዘይሸፋፍኖ ግን ከይሸፋፈን ንገብሮ ግን ንሕና እንድሕረምዚ በብ መዓልቱና መጻራ በብ ዝካል በትዊት ይኹን በካምፔን ይኹን በሰላማዊ ሰልፍ ይኹን በደብዳቤታት ይኹን እዚያ ተሪርና ክንገብራ ይግባ ብዙሕ ድማ ይዘድልየና ብዙሕ ገና ሪኮንስትራክሽን ገና ይተጀምር دحارة ناتنا صعوتي نمتاي ترجم الله يمسلو نرسعينا دحر زي تزارينا خرسعينا ريهم يمن ذاكل معات ديفستيشن زخون زلو عدلو يرسعي كاين رسع مستم كالوتو انت اخذ زقبنا خنركب صوت مغوار يدينا سلازي نزيعه عينك اتو خالق زلنا صقماتنا وشتنا نغبرو اوشتنا نزارب عب السوشيال ميديا تات نقورو زربات ننرسنا نكايدو زي يقبو زخونه ديسكورس يسرف زي مالت عين حتونا عين العل شقراتنا عين زرارب يكون قلنا وشتنا نقبر نشتي كفوت بزرقه وطري انت خمي قرم كم زوقوا دقاو حواز له صلاتنا ريوه ام حرفت يومنا يكون دولتي انت مالي كعموت تنتقلتلنا والوزن ورسواي لو من تورد اي نسكو يزحش نيرو يقولون لهم حرب قالوا اثيوبيان كم يقولون له كم غيرهم ان نرسنا المحزي او عنكل الكناتينا قال دحشنا قال دحشنا نابلنا عنكل الكناتو يوم زغورنا نحنا حزبنا يوصل ما نم يوصلنا عند حرقه قرميت كنقسو كنسقم كيناون بعلتنا بنغورينا نسق حدنتنا وانا مسرت ساعتهم فرحوا انتليا ناتنا حدنت يوم تفرحوا خليه يفرحوا بايدوي تو حزت سمعوا لهم عوعو من قست إثيوبيا قست تجراي سمعنا تكرم كلون انتلو فرحهم ناي خالي يكون حزب تجراي نابز نورو تمليسو تنكرر زخونه سرعات تنكرر زخونه حزبي تنكرر زخونه من قست خي مسرت يوم دولي استاذ خدتهم زاد دخمت تنرسنا تناقرنا كي نسرح نا وانينا كاي نغبر يوم كغورنا زدولي زلو سلازي تغنزيبنا زيارينا ناي وشتنا صقم امانغونا نزرار مع السوشيال ميديا ناي بعلتنا كوميديا تاتلونا ناي بعلتنا بلاتفورم سلونا نان بعلتنا عاوزين وشتغل زرار من خلينا او هج نبهان خلينا ግን ወጪኻ ደገ ዝግበር ዘረባታት ግደፉ በፈላይ ድማ ብዝበለጸ ዘከፋፍለና በወራጃታት በገለና ተገበረ ዝግበር ነገር بتقلالا كل تجراي نزي كنقفو كنزي كوجزو زقبا نجار تليو عمونغونا خطقم ولا زدلي زلو زيا سلازي حادرا نبلا نجار تليا حادنتنا زيا نهزبنا تطويلنا تتخنو لالو ندحر كوينو حزبنا كابانا تايدل ناتنا حادنت على عدنا نزلو حزبنا نزلو حادنت متناخر يسخو عاوزين ندحر جمعنا حزبنا ونو مجمع جمري سلازين نتنكر عبي قمت يزبنا حزبنا عبي قمت يزب عاوزي بس احنا يزلنا سالاخو يولنا خمو يقبلنا كان نغري ግን ከሙ ይዝለና ዘሎ ህዝብና ከሙ ይዝል ዘሎ አብዛ በጽሕና ያ ዘለና ሁነታት ክንበጽሕ ሳላኻትኩም ይብለናል ሳላኻትኩም እንትብለና እንተሎ ግን ሓላፍነት ይዝበና ዘሎ ሓደራኹም ተጠናኸሩ ቀጽሉ ሆም ገርኩም መድሕን ኩኑና ይዙል ዘሎ ስለዚህ እዚኣ ንህዝብና እውን ድሌቱ ሓድነት ዝደልያ ዘሎ እንቅፋት ኣይንኹን ብተረፈ ዘን ኩሉ ነገር ናይ ኩሉ መሰረት ሎም መዓልቲ መፂና ዘለና ጉዳይ ፍትሕን ዝመስል ነገር የለን ፍትሕን ተዘይረኺቡ ህዝብ ትግራይ ሎሚ ፍትሕን ተዘይረኺቡ ንዘለዓለም ፍትሕን ዘይረክብ እዮም ክገርዎ ባይ ዘ ወይ ንሕና ከም ተጋሩ ትግራይ ጥራይ ንሓስብ ንዓለም ኢና ንሓስብ ሎሚ ኣብ ትግራይ ዘሎ ፍትሕ እንድሕር ፍትሕ ዘይተረኺቡ እዚ ማለት ካልኦት ገበነኛታት ካልኦት ዲክቴተርስ ካልኦም ቀተልቲ ሓረርቲ ብሰላም ይኽሉ መልካም ማለት እዩ ኣብ ካልኦት ህዝብታት ምፍራድ ስለ ዝኾነ ንሕና ግቡና ንገብር ዘለና ንበይንትና ጥራይ ኮንና ንዓለም ህዝብታት እውን ኢና ጠጠው ንብል ዘለና ምክንያቱም እዚ ዘርእየና ቀተልቲ ሓረርቲ ስኢሎም ክሓልፎ ይኽእሉን ኢትዮጵያ ሰዓት ትደሊ ዘላ ባደ ወይ ክንርድኦ ዘለና እንታይ ኣብ ኢትዮጵያ ዝብሉ ዘሎ እዚ ምርመራ ይገበር እዮም ዝብሉ ዘሎ ሕዚ ትራንዚሽናል ጀስቲስ ማለት ምርመራ ይገበር ማለት እዩ ባደ ወይ ትራንዚሽናል ጀስቲስ ማለት ምስ ተገበረ ገለ በሉ በሰላም ንፈጽም ንወዳ ያዚያ ኣብዚ ፍቅርን ሰላምን ንግበር ኣብ ገለ ዝበሃል ስራሕቲ ምኻድ ቅድሚኡ ዝግበር ገበነኛ መን ምዃኑ ክፍለጥ ኣሎ ገበነኛ ምስ ተፈለጠ ድማ ተሓታታይ ክኸውን ኣሎ እዚኣተን ኢና ንብል ዘለና ስለዚ ኣብዚኣ ጠንኪርና ንስርሐላ ንድሕሪት ኣይንበል ነዚኣ ክገብርዋ እውን ዝኽእሉ ኣካላት ኣብዛ ሕዚ ጠጠው ኢልና ዘለው ቦታታት ዘለው እዮም ንሳቶም ጠንኪሮም ተሒዞም ንሕና እውን ጠንኪርና እንተተቃሊስና ህዝብና ፍትሒ ክረክብ እዩ ፍትሒ ክረክብ እዩ ዝግብኦ ፍትሒ ክረክብ እዩ እዚኣ ድማ ዓመት ትወድአና 2 ዓመት ትወድአና 5 ዓመት ትወድአና እዚኣ ዘይገበርና ድማ ህራስ የብልናን ኢልና ክንና ክንቀሳቀስ ዘለና ህዝብና ፍትሒ እንተዘይረኺቡ ንሕና እውን ፍትሒ የብልናን ማለት እዩ ሓደራ ኣብዚኣ ተጠናኺርና ካብ ኩሉ ሓድነትና ነጠናኽር ንዓና ዝፈላለየና ፀላ ጥራይ እንድሕር ነኳል ገዲፍና ኣሎም ንእሽተይ መስኮት ሂብናዮም ንዓዮም ከግፍሕዋ ዝደልዩ ስለዚ ንሪኦም ኣለና ኢና ንጠንክረሉ ፀላእትና እዚኣ እዮም ዝደልዩ ዘለው ስለዚ ሓደራ ርብል የቕኒየለይ ብጣዕሚ
Thank you. Ayta Mesfin, ትክክለኛ message you said ይደሎ the last 867 days ናይ DMB University twice a week እዮም ሰርክ ድገብሩ If you guys know, last week Secretary Anthony Blinken ኢትዮጵያ ኸይዱ እናሃለወ ንሕና week in week out demand ንገብሮም implement ገይሩ መፅኡ That's what we does here every week. We demand the United States government to law and order to be restored in the world, especially hold Ethiopian government and the Eritrean government accountability. As Americans, we are the eyes and the ears for our government. So as an American, I come here every week to demand my extended justice for my extended family in Tigray. So that's what we does here at the DMB residences. So every Wednesday, we have a protest here that starts at 10 a.m. So please join the movement for justice and accountability. Thank you so much. Our next speaker is Eden Kasa. Eden is one of the founders of the Legacy Tigray and also one of our vibrant young lady that joins the movement. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming to this event. We already emphasized why important it is. Today we are here in front of the State Department that we are asking for justice and accountability for 870 days. Tigray genocide still is ongoing. Nothing has actually been resolved, regardless of the COHA, regardless of the cessation of hostilities, regardless of transition of justice. Nothing really has been resolved. The Eritrean troops still remain within Tigray. Amhara troops still remain within Tigray. The Western Tigray and the Northern Eastern Tigray still is under siege. The complete 7 million people are still under siege. There's no food, there's no medication, there's no water, there's no school. There is no peace in Tigray. There's no justice in Tigray. 800,000 people have been killed. You do not walk away after killing 800,000 people. That is not okay. It just does not make sense. So we are here again to ask and demand for justice and accountability from the State Department. Secretary Blinken has visited Ethiopia just about 2 days ago. And he has decided to give the Ethiopian government $331 million That is to cover up a genocide. It doesn't mean anything else. It does not serve anyone. It does not serve the citizens of Ethiopia. He has given it to the Ethiopian government, Abiy Ahmed Ali, because where will that money actually go? Who will it actually serve? 800,000 people have been killed. Who is accountable for Tigray genocide? Who committed Tigray genocide? Secretary Blinken was expected to do something huge, something great, something to actually give never again a meaning. He went, he shook hands, he had coffee, and he gave $331 million to the Ethiopian government and said, we are okay now. We can cover up a genocide. State Department is very much aware of what's happening in Ethiopia. State Department is very much aware that the Eritrean troops still remain within Ethiopia. The State Department still is aware that the Ethiopian government is trying to terminate the investigation. State Department is very much aware that no cessation of hostilities is actually taking place. State Department is much aware that the implementation that are supposed to be taken after have not been implemented in Ethiopia. The State Department is very much aware, and the State Department is complicit in Tigray genocide. The State Department knows and wants to keep Abiy Ahmed Ali in power. The State Department is complicit in Tigray genocide. Why do we not matter? Is it because we're black? Is it because we're Africans? Are we any different? Do we all have 206 skeletons in our bones? What is going on? State Department is very much aware what's happening. The State Department does not want to give peace to Ethiopia. The State Department is willing to go ahead and duct tape the entire country and hope to God it holds forever. However, justice is needed. Accountability is needed. Not for 800,000 people. Even if one person is murdered on the streets of the US, the world demands justice. So 800,000 Tigrayans are not any less. We all matter. We mean that because we are part of humanity. We are part of this world. And we are here to demand justice and accountability from the State Department to finally actually see us as humanity and not put politics before humanity. It is not about profit. It is not about natural resources. The State Department is very much aware of what they get by keeping Ethiopia one country. We're very much aware of that. We're not oblivion to what's happening. We are not oblivion to the natural resources that the State Department and the US government gets by keeping Ethiopia together. However, we do demand justice because Tigrayans are being slaughtered on their own lands. Tigrayans are being held hostage in their own lands. Tigrayans are being starved in their own lands. Tigrayans are being excluded from the humanity, from the human world population. Why? We are not any different than anyone here. We are US citizens. However, we are part of the world. Tigray is part of the world. And Ethiopia is no exception to Ukraine. Ethiopia is no exception to Russia. Ethiopia is no exception to Myanmar. Ethiopia is not exception to Venezuela. Ethiopia is no exception to anyone. Ethiopia has committed a genocide on its own citizens. That normally does not happen. Ethiopia has invited foreign troops, over 10 foreign troops to commit Tigray genocide. Ethiopia has given a green light to bring back the word never again and scratching never and repeating it and speaking it and doing it right now. We have been saying it's not the guns that we're talking about. We're talking about the siege. We're talking about the starvation. We're talking about the lack of medication. We're talking about the children and the mothers who are starving and waiting for basic necessities, their basic human rights to be given back to them. Tigrayans, despite of what they say, what they stand for, have the right to live in peace in this world. We do not have to be best friends with the State Department, but we do have the right to live in peace. So we are here again. We are here to demand justice for Tigray. We are here to demand accountability for Tigray. We are here to ask that the Eritrean troops who are still in Western Tigray, in Northern Eastern Tigray, who are still planning on starting this war again, mark my words, this is not over. We cannot continue to ask the State Department to start caring. This is your job, State Department. It is your job. It is your job to care about people. It is your job to care about Tigray. It is your job to do your job. It is your responsibility to protect.
Yes.
Secretary Blinken, you come from a family that has experienced the Holocaust. You know what that means. You know what it means to be part of a family that has experienced genocide. Would you have done what you did to the Ethiopian government by giving Hitler $331 million during the Holocaust and walked away?
Yes.
No, you would not have walked away from Hitler. Abiy Ahmed Ali is not any less. Putin is not any less than Abiy Ahmed Ali. Abiy Ahmed Ali is not a saint. Abiy Ahmed Ali is a terrorist and a killer. Abiy Ahmed Ali will burn the country down if it keeps him in power. And the State Department complicit in shaking hands with Abiy Ahmed Ali is keeping him in power. We ask you to start caring about humanity. We beg you to actually support the independent investigation. What the Ethiopian government is doing is terminating the investigation or trying to defund the investigation in Ethiopia. Let me tell you one thing, there are about 50 mandates that are being voted tomorrow in UNHCR. If the UNHCR decides to terminate the Ethiopian mandate, the independent investigation that is supposed to take, then you are giving the sign, you are giving the green light that independent investigation, accountability, and justice in the world will not matter. So, in their best interest, they will have to continue to fund independent investigation to Ethiopia. That is a facelift. But we're not asking for you just to say it. We're asking you to implement it. We are asking you to send independent investigation to all Ethiopia, to all Tigray.
Yes.
Support the independent investigation now.
Yes.
Support the investigation independent now.
Yes.
Okay. And I think for now, but one thing, we do have the petition from OMNA that came out last night. Please make sure if you have not signed it, just raise your hand so I can come around and we sign it. We have to sign this thing before tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Yes. Woo! Yes.
Thank you. That's what we did, our young people to come forward and fight for young people. So Eden is one of them, exemplary young folks who are fighting for our people for the last 2 years and a half. So thank you so much, Eden and your colleagues. ስለዚህ አንደኛና ኤደን messages clearly it is to the United States government to do more and to stop Ethiopia, especially the Prime Minister of Ethiopia committed a genocide crime, so he shouldn't get away with that crime. So our next and last speaker is Mickey Tigray. So Mickey is representing the west part of the United States. So Mickey, the stage, please.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
Mickey.
So let me start with English and then I'll switch to Tigray. But let me start off by saying thank you, Dr. Teka, SJT Chairman, for initiating this protest in Washington, D.C. and in New York, as well as in Geneva tomorrow. Also, I want to thank you to the DNV Tigray community for your effortless work for the last 2+ years to organize, to host us, to welcome us here, to ensure that you've been welcoming us when we come from all over the United States. So I want to say thank you to all of you. I know that Mr. Messman has tried to remind us what's going on with our communities. So while we are out here today, I'm looking around what happened to our youth? So I'm wondering, are we doing enough for Tigray to keep the movements going? Of course, we have had some challenges the past 4 months, ever since the Pretoria Agreement, that we slide too far, and we've been, as the husband stated, fighting among ourselves who should be the next Tigray leader, and it have created our movement slow to the point where protest is almost forgotten. The voice of our people is almost forgotten. But I know that we have not forgotten them. But the young generation is quick to be turned off because we're not encouraging them. We're not keeping them up to date because we're caught up to fighting one another. So what do we need to do? So first, let's all of us be grateful that our leadership within TPLF have done every hard work that we can think of. They sacrificed. They went to the mountains of Tigray to die for our people in Tigray. Their sacrifice has made us this far. The young generation is moving up. But in the diaspora, they've been the front line for 2 years. Now they are sliding back. So we need to engage them. We need to keep them part of our community. To do that, it's every one of us responsibility to ensure that what is happening in Tigray politically, whether we are speaking in Tigrinya, we include them in the language they understand, which is what? English. So let's try to utilize and encourage them. Let them know that things are going to be okay. What Adam was saying, we have over 800, we actually don't know the number. There could be over 1 million, right? We do know that we've lost awfully a lot of people. I met President Clinton in 1993 in Fresno, California when I was in high school, and he talked to us about the Rwanda genocide. He said it was the biggest mistake the United States ever made, and it will never happen on our watch. Since then, we've seen after Rwanda genocide, what happened? They Black lives in America, particularly in Tigray, when nearly 200,000 girls and women are raped, victim of rape. The guy that runs this office in the State Department, Secretary Blinken, was in Addis Ababa just 3 days ago. On the 15th of March, he announced a $331 million, and not to mention that I will tell you, if you go to the State Department website, since 2020, the U.S. government has given Ethiopia $3.16 billion. $3.16 billion. It's on the State Department website. So if we really think about what's going on, the pressure that we have to do, that we've done in the last 2 years, but we stopped the last 4 months because we're bickering about who's going to lead Tigray. If Getachew Reda, congratulations by the way, right? But Getachew Reda cannot do it by himself tomorrow. It requires each and every one of us as Tigrayan Americans, everywhere to unite. We have to unite our people. So our unity has shown the world. We put Tigray on the international community's notice. We will not let justice die for our people. Because every victim in Tigray and in the diaspora that have gone through the emotions and the commotions that have suffered throughout the COVID the last 2 years, we demand justice. And when we demand justice, we demand it peacefully with responsibility. The U.S. government has obligation and responsibility. As an American citizen, I will demand every day, every night to my government in this country to show me justice for my people in Tigray. Because they deserve to be living in peace and harmony. The Tigrayan people are brave. They never ask to be above anybody, but they deserve to be equal. In Ethiopia today, we see nothing but crisis. Like Adam said, the United States government, this State Department, is the most biased leadership and diplomacy work in Ethiopia. Is a disaster, the most failure. Over 1 million people dead in Ethiopia, 800,000 plus of them in Tigray. So in the Oromia region, people are dying. The Oromo who came out and supported us the last 2 years, we should say thank you to them. To the individual Eritreans that came out and they're out here today with us, thank you for continuation. Thank you for your fight. The Eritrean troops in Tigray, the Amhara troops in Tigray continue to occupy over 50% of Tigray land as we speak today. So for us to be blindsided by our ongoing in the United States, we have to continue the demand for justice. So tomorrow's vote in The Hague matters in Geneva, excuse me. When we meet together, we're not asking anything special. We're asking independent investigation to continue for Tigray. Independent media to go to Tigray for those who committed atrocities and crime against humanity to declare what it is. It is a genocide. Genocide has been committed on our people. Secretary Blinken, Thomas Greenfield, Linda Thomas Greenfield, the United States UN ambassador, have stated repeatedly that atrocity has been committed in Tigray. Then take action. The Hague just announced a warrant for Putin's arrest. We want the same warrant for Abiy Ahmed Ali of Ethiopia to be arrested and brought to the Hague and face justice for the crime that he ordered on the people of Tigray, for the innocent guilt of the Tigray people. So, is the كورات حاتنا هوات نايديا بكوميونيتي بمجمتا يغنينا اورجنايز ناغورك موزي نكل تتانا بدو ساعاتكم سراحهم تطونا قلت موزي نانا نخت تانا بدنا صافو سرا تغايو بعلات خاصكم اسجيت انيشيتيف مغارو يغنينا على مولو هزب تግራይ ድምፅ ህዝብና ኣብ ውሽጡ ዘሎ ኮይኑ ዝቃለስ ዘሎ ህዝቢ ንክቕፅል መሓወልና ክጠንክረሉ
عندي انكا نويت نعم دهان هون كغور وايا ما يقطع لا باور
يقطع generator to those that are here now. Hasirun tai yana player na DMB community dagagi mazuro yakan na kulli kisiya babazmat anayo ganzawkom nagorkum na naftana gadu sarakhom nagadakum mozin khtarkaw dimse hezu tigray nkhonu taqaraskum baga sanakil ta'amal hizu wont qaras wo zalkhom qarsi qasululu kullukum ndali khaqali bathatun babaqna na batsana masakhom nisatafolu hizbna tigray zin he dagagi mukamti atamasfana yana zwolowun yakan diaspora na bale buzuh na ana مسجنا يقربنا يمو نسون أنا كم مرة نتقبلنا جن حتى نقدر كلكم زدلي Tigray America Impact Fund ذات هذا program وتجمع له يو نزي advocacy سرح نخلص تقوينه Tigray نقد سالون كعين المحاور الدياسبرا كنتر تقوينا نزياتون كنفوت خنكللنا إذا Tigray America Impact تجمع زين هذا تايو نفس advocacy سرحنا ببزلنا يو كوميونيتي أمريكا نتقارسنا صريحنا هنا. إذن سنتر كوينا حدا حاقفو نتعاد بكسي نتهم لو ميكرات نا أمريكا نتخاتاتلنا نخد سرع بحقاو زخوني نعم بتكل نخد تكل تقراي كنمحيزي أب دياسبرا تنكر كوميونيتي ولا تزينا برا بعدنا تأكيبنا تنكارة تكوينا لنا هنا. قلت حدش ولد يانج جنريشن بيجي نازل نوركو حيزي نايب حق الحل جزانا نفتشنا تصفاز قرصو منا أسيلونا نظام منا أسيديهم كنام صوب كنكللنا أنا دقات أبي أتقرأ سلا تولدكو وأنا بقول عين تسللكو وأبغى تقرأ ياو مسحاب يملا صار له يتم زراب جد عين الصح هو جد إذا حدا لونا أيام وده أسبرات وليدهم خلت تعمد ملو نعلم زنك كتوا أو كن ما ينحوينا مرحنا ضمنا أسيد أتوم ثمنا أسي حادث عالسنا ناوزينكم موزون نقوم دين خسارة فوت مرادم زود أقدر عمل أروح تول حزيو نقول بلسو كنك عالسنا كلنا تسول إن صوعي أروحو بإنجليزنا زي أفهمت حساسية.
لكن ناي ما يستلم من أنا فتعرف له ثمنا سي ثم نتنا لكم بحاجة فينام نزعل بكسريو تيجي كسو تجاي genocide ناولو justice for Tigray we demand justice ناولو نعلم دنسي درعيو نتبص أسات زمرنا يزور أنا ناموسو لفقصولي ناتي تسوع الجورة لنا بتعمد ما SJT DMB community نايورك community كمبو نايلم عندي جنس هذا في رأي المخانا كم جنا نتركب لزاجهم أخواتنا أحاتنا فبدي هذا ناوركو justice for Tigray لما نخلص تقولوا كلنا تبارك justice for Tigray نازلنا سرحنا خلص قبلنا كلكم يلي يخلي عليك.
Thank you, Mickey. It's a great. Thank you so much, all the speakers, Dr. Taka, Mr. Ayeno, Eden Kasa, and Mickey Tigray from the West Coast. So thank you. So thank you everyone for coming. As we all know that State Department probably wondering today what Tigrayans are doing on Monday. They probably wonder because for the last 270 days, 2 years and a half, we've been coming to this ground every Wednesday. So today they're probably wondering, what are we doing here? What happened? So we are here to tell you what's happening in the UN tomorrow. Tomorrow the UN is going to vote. We're there to extend the mandate to investigate the atrocities in Tigray of Ethiopia. Ethiopia has heavily campaigned to stop the UN investigators from going to Tigray and investigating Ethiopia. Why is Ethiopia doing this? That is the question that we are asking His Excellency Secretary Blinken, Assistant Secretary Maliki, and other employees of the State Department. Why Ethiopia won't stop the investigators from investigating this crime? If Ethiopia had nothing to hide, why should we allow access to the ground? Why is that international media not reporting from Tigray? Why is that the UN investigators not allowed to investigate all the atrocities in Tigray? So, Mr. Secretary, I know you've been traveling to Ethiopia lately to talk to the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed of Ethiopia. I hope you're asking that question. Why he isn't allowed? Why is he spending millions and millions of dollars to campaign to stop this investigation from happening? So, our demand for today, our present here today is to ask the United States government, as the US citizens, as taxpayers, as voters, as doctors, engineers, teachers, nurses, laborers, active and retiring militaries, GS employees who contribute to the United States economy and political power. So we are asking you here today to stop Ethiopia from campaigning this and to allow the UN investigators' mandate to be extended and to allow the UN investigators to investigate the crime that committed not only in Tigray, all over Ethiopia. That's our demand here today. So we are asking our own government, the United States government, to help to finance the UN investigators to do their jobs, to investigate this crime in Tigray. So tomorrow, the UN is going to vote on this. So I know US is going to do the right thing. I'm going to stop this and allow the UN investigators to investigate this crime in Tigray. If this investigation is not done, if you're late, Prime Minister Abiy, Isaias Afwerki, and other actors that were played in this genocidal war cost the lives of over 800,000 innocent people, including children, women, and elderly. If you're late, the troops of Ethiopia, the troops of Eritrea, the troops of the Amhara region that were raped and used rape as a weapon, over 120,000 Tigrayan women, including young girls as 4, 6, and 8 years old. US, if you're late, the government will stop and displace its own people, the Tigray people, over 3.5 million, get away with this crime, there will be no peace. So we are here to demand justice for all people. We are here to demand investigation for the crime that committed in Tigray. So this is the purpose of this protest today. Today, since this genocidal war began, November 4, 2020, marks today 867 days. Yes, we know peace agreement was signed 4 months ago. Yes, the guns are silenced. The drones are not flying on the sky to Tigray and kill innocent people. But guess what, America? Still Tigray is under occupation.
There is still a systematic genocide in Tigray. Since the peace agreement signed 4 months ago, over 4,000 innocent Tigrayans has been killed by Eritrean and Amhara troops. Since the peace agreement signed, over 60% of Tigray territory is under enemy. The Western Tigray, Central Tigray, Eastern Tigray, Southern Tigray, and the indigenous and the minority Tigrayans, the Konama people and the Yuak people has been killed, eradicated, massacred by the Eritrean troops and Ethiopian troops. So we are here to demand today investigation in Tigray. We are here, the United States government, to allow and support the UN investigators to investigate Ethiopia. If Ethiopia is not hiding nothing, allow the UN investigators to Tigray. If Ethiopia is not hiding nothing, allow international media to report from Tigray. So we are here to demand investigation. We demand investigation!
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 We want to investigate Tigray genocide!
You investigate Tigray
We
genocide!
demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We want to investigate Tigray genocide!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We want Ethiopia accountable!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We want to investigate the war crimes in the world!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We want to investigate the war crimes in the world!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
You want to investigate the human rights violation in the world!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
You want to investigate the weaponizing rape in the world!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation! U.S. hold Ethiopia accountable!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
Ethiopia is guilty of the Tigray genocide!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
Ethiopia is guilty of war crimes in Tigray!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
UN investigate Tigray genocide!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
UN support UN investigators in Tigray!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
UN investigate Tigray genocide!
We demand investigation!
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 US allow access to Tigray!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
US allow access to Tigray!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
UN investigators investigate Tigray genocide!
We demand investigation!
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 Ethiopia is hiding Tigray genocide!
We demand investigation!
Ethiopia is hiding Tigray genocide!
We demand investigation!
UN investigate Ethiopia!
We demand investigation!
UN investigate Ethiopia!
We demand investigation!
UN hold Ethiopia accountable!
We demand investigation!
UN hold Ethiopia accountable!
We demand investigation!
Ethiopia is starving Tigray!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation!
We demand investigation! We demand investigation. 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 Ethiopia's guilty of Tigray genocide. We demand investigation. Ethiopia's guilty of Tigray genocide. We demand investigation. Ethiopia's guilty of war crimes in Tigray. We demand investigation. Ethiopia is starving Tigray. We demand investigation. We demand investigation. We demand investigation. UN investigate Tigray genocide. We demand investigation. UN investigate Tigray genocide. We demand investigation. UN investigate war crimes in Tigray. We demand investigation. UN investigate human rights violations in Tigray. We demand investigation. 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 Ethiopia is hiding Tigray genocide. We demand investigation. Ethiopia is guilty of Tigray genocide. We demand investigation. Ethiopia is guilty of war crimes in Tigray. We demand investigation. 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 Thank you. We demand investigation. We demand investigation. U.S. international investigation to Tigray. We demand investigation. We demand investigation. We demand investigation. U.S. justice for people of Tigray. We demand investigation. U.S. justice for children in Tigray. We demand investigation. U.S. allow access international media to Tigray. We demand investigation. We demand investigation. We demand investigation. Right. We have breaking news. We have breaking news. Item is fantastic, please. Yes.
That officially atrocities have been committed in northern Tigray.
Yes! Thank you, America!
Okay. I will just read the Council Department text. It says the Secretary just made an atrocity determination on the conflict in northern Ethiopia. It is a formal recognition by U.S. government of atrocity crimes committed. Crimes have been committed in northern Ethiopia. We'll be pushing for transitional justice.
Thank you. This is what we've been fighting for. For the last 867 days, Tigrayans around the globe been fighting the name to call it the genocide. So the United States government today admit that the atrocities committed in north part of Ethiopia. So it's a good start. So Leslie, thank you so much. So we'll continue chanting. So Mike.
أشكي بالتحريت دلهم إذا سمعكم to breaking news مالتي His Excellency Secretary Blinken he released a statement today that atrocities has been committed in northern part of Ethiopia. So the United States government officially.
بمجموعة خبرات سمعتنا سايبر باور تجراي ميديا بواشنطن دي سي ستيت ديبارتمنت إنا لايف زلنا ناي دي ام في كوميونيتي اس جي تي حدث نابهم وزاجاجو ينا نايلو مغني كريزي أناوس تقبلت أتمسود دي حديث زي ناس عالم مول سمعنا ذلو بسات لا يقولوا تجراي سلنا حلال فوق تي وزني هزمنا بريك نيوز سمعنا تاي نيه تاي هزمنا سمع ذلو تقال سلاخين تاي وصل يوم الكاس تجلسنا
Okay, هذا فتح عمد على صوت نورنا.
the UN mandate.
أبزيس
For the UN
every week
mandate.
نتاكمنا نبلا نورنا.
He
هذا
said,
United
for the
Nations
UN
officially
mandate to be funded
atrocities
and
committed
the
come
UN
to
investigators
Ethiopia
to investigate
determined
this
to go.
crime in Tigray. So that's
The
what it is.
official
The
determination
president of
they take
President
again.
of this federal
tina hizbna ናይ ቃልሲ ናይ ፍትሒ
and
እቶ
will
ኣይተመለሰን ማለት
continue fight
ስለዚህ
for
today
all people for justice
Secretary
and
of State
accountability.
officially
Everyone's name will be
recognition
on his
recognize
ground.
America
Know
recognize
that
ገራላ
all
atrocities
the United
ኣብ ትግራይ
States
ተፈፂሙ ኖርዘርን ትግራይ ተፈፂሙ
እንታይ ማለት እዩ ግን እዚ
Well, this is እንታይ ማለት እዩ እዚ ድሕር ኣሜሪካ ገበን ተፈፂሙ እዩ እንተኢላቶ ብድሕሪኡ ዝመፅእ መን እዩ ዝገበን ፈፂሙ ንዝብል ነቱ ናይ ዩኤን ዝግበር ዘሎ ኢንቨስቲጌሽን ቲም ዓብዪ ሓገዝ ዝኾነሉ ማለት እዩ ብድሕሪኡ ዝመፅእ እንታይ እዩ ዋንስ እሱ ምስ ተገብረ ድማ እቶም ተምስሓተቱ እቲ ዝበሃል ዘሎ ናይ ትራንዚሽናል ጃስቲስ ፍትሒ ክርከብ ኩሉ ተኣስተሓታታይ ሕተት ዝግበር ኩነታት ክፈጠር እዩ ማለት እዩ ስለዚ እዚ ዓባይ ትርጉም ኣለዎ መዓልቲ ገይርዎ ዘሎ ዓባይ ትርጉም
ስለዚሁ መጀመርታ ኣብ ዳያስፖራ ዝቃለስ ዘሎ ህዝቢ ንቃለስ ዘለና ህዝቢ ማለት ንሕና ኢና ተጋሩ ንእሽተይ እውን ፋሕፋሕ ጀሚርና ነርና ናብዚ 4 ወርሒ እዩ እዚ ዜና ክንሰምዕ ከለና ተቃልስናስ ከንቱ ዘሪፉ ኢሉ ዝሓስብ ትግራዋይ ኣሎ ኢልካ ዶ ትግምት
ከንቱ ኣይኮነን ኢልና ሰብ ዝኣመና ክልተ ዓመት ንፈረቓን ሙሉ ኣብዚ ቀሲልና ስለዚህ ንኸንቱ ኣይነበረ ጥርጣሬ እንተነይርዎ ግን ሎም መዓልቲ እዚኣ ከንቱ ዘይምዃኑ መረጋገፂ ስለዚ ከንቱ ኣይኮነን ንቃልስ ተቓሲልና ድማ ውፅእ ክነውፅእ ዋና መርኣይና ገና ቃልስና ይኮርታ ንህዝብና እዚ ድሕር ህዝብና ካብቲ ዘለዎ ፀበባ ክወፅእ ኮይኑ ከምዘይተፈፀማ ኩለን ክፍፀማ ቃልስና ክገብር እዩ ስለዚ ክንቅፅል ኣለና ናይ ባዕልና ሽግራት እንዲኦም ክንፈትሕ نفتح وانا مسألة الجوروجن أنكر غيرنا تقرأ فتح لنا غير غيبة وما فتح لنا عند تقاسم حقنا ثم يروح من ده أنا نقاس التاجر الذي سينا إلى غيرنا الزوج كلاسنا عبيد
لا حين سنستمع هذه مسجد الدفاع ويجي كان يتابع يمن هذه الإمارة حتى بالله سنة البركة يصير هذه البيت حتى ذو وادنا هذه تبقى في الصوب خطة الصناعة سفاري تكابل سيرنا أفتح مشروع تقول ديوان بول أي بعد هذا نوعات مختلفة أفتح مش هذا بيكس بول أي كذا هذا لسه تسمع الإمارة هناكو إذا حريق أمشي توصل للزواج تكال تقرأي كعدة ويلون تكال تقرأي تايو خابش ما يتوقع أنا كنت بسميه أتوقعه لبسوا يعني ودنا هاي تقول تقالنا كل خالدو أبد سوا أتوقع تسوي أوي ما رأيك نحاول ما يكون كلهم كورات كاسوس كاسو عاشق تسويه قرقرين نسوينا نسوينا ناس اللي حابين أنا إذا أنا فضلنا غير نبي نسوي لا لبسوا يعني أنا نسويها نسوي لا قال لي أبي لا نتفاعل قال لي نورد ويانا يرودي ينيرو أنا تولد ويانا بعدمة عبير لي أنا قلت سولركو ويانا قبادلو نت تقرأي نسمع عدد نبرة نت قال سبون زت أنا خيري نت هذون نت سجبرة هذا تكال فعد سألوا توهيلو أبزي تصمر اليوم أبزي تويتر أنا باشا دستا وأنا بقولتك على عدد زين قارات هنا أبزي كنا تكلمنا تطوبنا مدينة مالك مسافان دستان سمع له دسيلني كاب قواتنا عبيتي سمعت له دسيلنا تكان زي تكان ناي تقرأي كونه زي كونه مقدس خدو يورونا تكان ناي تقرأي أبتا ولا شو له كنا معراري يوم بر نزل بعزبو نزل على تقرأي كم يكن خبره لهذه تجراي كما نقول يا هذا أواصل تدريس واتنا هذا مسؤول ينو أفتكر كذا كذا إذا سعيد هذا أسر محمد ون أجل كذا أنا وجه كذا بالتمر هنا إذا لقينا تصريحات بلد الهجرة تجراي ما أبوينا تمام هذا تجننت أبو أجهزة المارد يجون على حالهم ناول هذا كير دقيقة هذا يقدر سنين تزول هذا عارف إن قتلت التدمير ناول إنها حمر لازم مسيرة هاي أساسنا عبود بنا ضروري نقرأ إحنا نرمح ولا نرمح صح لأننا كل جديد تطويل أنا بس لكن كاتبان أجو أبصر بركنا يكون الناس لازم نادم لو ما يكون نقدر بيتون شعب الناس أنا آخر ولا كنا واحد نمسن قارو ذلو الحزب يسلم الحزب يكبر الناس قبرنا الحزب يسلم الحزب تجراي جينا مهان سلام الحزب تجراي زي يدفر مهان despite كل برد فتوى الله خويا على شيء نخر حزب لازم حزب تطول تديرك غير ترجم مسؤولية نويا وخمسة تري وكل جزء تعمد ولا تعرف عليه مناسك وإننا ويا هنودنا اللي ولنا عليه نحلنا محمد كان نحن وستنا محمد كان لازم نسنا كما يانا خمود حتى لو خزارة وزد خمود يا تبري ترى الناس كم يوم نسلته Thank you.
That have been massacred in the past 2 years. Secretary Blinken, thank you for always speaking about Tigray. However, if Putin is going to ICC, Abiy Ahmed should be following him.
Yes!
Silence is violence!
Silence is violence!
Silence is violence!
Silence is violence!
Tigray deserves justice!
Silence is violence!
Justice for my sisters, for my mothers that have been brutally raped, that have been told they cannot bear another child because they are Tigrayans. Justice for my brothers and sisters that were massacred because of their identity. Our identity is not a crime. Justice needs to be served. 2.5 years, our people were massacred. Our people were raped. Our people across Ethiopia are still in jail. We demand justice for any Tigray that has been jailed, that has been massacred, just like the Nazis. Amhara militia are stealing bodies that they killed. Tigrayan bodies are now being stolen. So we don't get justice. So, independent investigation. We demand justice.
We demand justice.
Independent investigation for Tigray.
We demand justice.
We demand justice.
We demand justice.
Independent investigation for Tigray.
We demand justice.
We demand justice.
We demand justice.
Independent investigation for Tigray.
We demand justice.
Tigray has paid enough price in our history since we all have been in this planet. We have been seeing Tigray paying price that no justice was served. Tigray never got justice. Today we are asking justice for any Tigray that was mistreated, jailed, massacred, raped. We cannot live in agony, in trauma. We deserve justice. If justice is not served, that is going to promote violence. So we're asking you, silence is violence!
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 Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. As you all know, ما تقطع على ربكم هيك كلهم صنعوا عليه سميكم. علم مسانا يا دلنا نحن إلى مصباح لنا ديلنا يرد أن هذه علم مسانا نحن كن مصباح لنا يلنا سلازي بحلفي إتم سلطنات علامات كم جمعنا خمس حينات زجميرو معنا مسانا إنبوت يكون سلازي زنتر أخوينو أبزخ أنا كنعوة لنا سلازي نحن نقبل لنا مالشي we have to push for more we have to do more protests we have to call for more meetings we have to sign more petitions we have to tweet more we still have to be the news in the world Tigray نقدمت هذا الحزن نقدمت كتكون لنا سلازي لما أنت أبزمت فتوت تقارب فتوت تفتحين فتوت السلام ناس continue this fight
so
this release today is good but it's a slap on the face Northern Ethiopia خلو خلوهم
thank you
نتهم قبل فتحهم
تجراي أبزي 3 عامات لجور هاي عوي قادسي
سلازي اسم
لهزوها
You can't treat equally
حدا بطعمي لكلنا تحبن من سيها
the people that work in the economy and the people that
yes SJT
so in order for us to do this in order to settle political interest for you all about the
شكر سمعوا ليه الرس ما يهز بتقرأ شكر
كمان this is one of it
بزوح سلامة ويسلم
this is one
عايزي نبلت
United States government, European Union, and other nations can get a better Tigray is a land of freedom. Tigray is a land of resilience. Tigray is a land of culture. Tigray is a land of truth. Tigray is a land of democracy. Tigray is a life of you.
ولا قولوا انت
So promise me today. Promise me today. You will fight more. Promise me today. You'll be on your Twitter. You join our youth team that will be tweeting for the past 3 years, day and night. Join them. You promise me today. You will call your representative and you will tell them that. Call in as it is. The atrocities they know that happened back in But since then a lot happened. Over a million innocent people have been killed. Close to 150,000 women have been raped. 3.5 million, maybe almost, we don't know. It's being displaced. Our kids, our children in Tigray. It has been over 3 years since they went to school. Because Ethiopia is purposely eradicating us.
Thank you.
So the world has to know and have to call it. Like I was saying earlier, the other day ICC said they have a warrant for why shame? Doesn't commit a crime as Abiy Ahmed and as Isaiah He doesn't kill that many people. He doesn't starve that many people. But this is what shows you the hypocrisy. So we got to tell them. Have a warrant for Putin, have a warrant for Abiy Ahmed, and have a warrant for Isaiah and have a warrant for other power region leaders. So this is what we want to do today. So as Tigrayans,
هو مالت أنا thank you ميكي بعدنا تايو بجو دندس برمس تودس يبعد أنا سكون لقورهم مسرحية سكون تلجي تهزم تلجي تتراوي تلجي أنا كمان أنا عم تايو حاجة أنا ترى بين السرح بين اللي لو طالوا تسلل يتيجي عالم دندس عم غير أكمل كيس عم لقبار
we don't want it to
على
happen.
بزح
We
محاوسة
want it more than an IMF to send their experts and universities and fight to the victim. So we have to do this together. So we have to go and protest out of sight, out of mind. So we know that. So we chose our face here today. Trust me, we're gonna break everything. You will put a fight.
Canada, America, أمريكا 5 6 كله تفرد كتما تلو سكارت نقم ليس لا دول ليزخم للعالم لزبهم لزب ndegana طعم بلا حب بلا فرع عايزو اتكا السقف اتري لك لا صراحه تسرح بنا بعد صرحنا سنلبلن انا بحزب تግራይ بمنسي تግራይ بدياسبورا تግራይ كل بتي يعني الانقساقس እንደሆنا مس حزبي هم غير هم سرح انكو على سرح هو انكو على جور هو بتعميل